Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a crochet daisy. First I'm going to show you how to make a crochet puff button. So first of all you need to chain 4. So start your chain and you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my 4 foundation, and I'm going to slip stitch into the first chain, and that's going to create a tiny little circle that we're going to start our button from. So what you need to do is find the center and add as many single crochets as you can to fill your circle. So keep going into the center and add more and more single crochets and continue this all the way around. There is no set number on how many you can fit in. It depends on your yarn and your hook, so just continue until you can get as many as you can. Here I am, I've got as many as I can into my circle, and now what you're going to do, you're going to continue single crochets over this row. So just continue on top of the first row of single crochets that you made, and just continue this all the way around. And gradually as you go around, you'll see that your hole in the middle just here will reduce. And as you're going around, you can also start to push your stitches back to create that little bun effect. So continue around until you fill this hole, there's no more space, and your stitches are evenly around so it creates this donut. So I'll continue and I'll show you when I've reached the end. Now I've reached the end, I've crocheted as many as I can all the way around. For this one I went around about 3 times, and each time it gets a little bit more difficult, but now I know I've finished because I can hardly see the hole in the middle. So I've cut my yarn, so I'm going to pull my yarn over and out, and I'm just going to turn my button and just pull the yarn through the back loop just to make that look even. Okay, so now we have sort of a flat disc. Now to create this into a bun, all you simply do is push your stitches back as I've done here, and there you go, there's your crochet button, which you can use for the center of your flower. Make sure you leave a long tail so you can attach it, and that's it. To make your receptacle, first of all you're going to make a magic circle. So yarn over your front 2 fingers, over, and make a cross. There's my cross. Pick up my yarn and pull through. Release my magic circle. And to start with, what you're going to do is chain 1, if it allow me, chain 1, and then we're going to do 5 single crochet into your magic circle. So this is quite quick. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so there's my 5 single crochet. Now I'm going to pull my magic circle shut so I can start row 2. Okay, slip stitch into your first stitch to complete your first row, and there's my first row. Okay, for the second row you're going to do 2 single crochet in each stitch. So chain 1, I'm going to do 2 single crochet into the first stitch. So there's 1, 2. And continue this pattern around, and in total you'll have 10 double crochet and then slip stitch into your first stitch. Here is row 2 finished. I've got my 10 double crochet, and for row 3 we're going to do a single crochet in every single stitch. So start with a chain 1 and then do a single crochet into every single stitch. and continue around. Here I am at the end of row 3, and as you can see, my receptacle is already starting to create a cup where our stem will go. Now to end row 3, we're going to slip stitch into only the front stitch. So I'm going to turn this as clear as I can. Here is your stitch. You've got your front bar and your back bar. So I'm going to slip stitch only into the front, because row 4 is all going to be worked into the front bar of each stitch. Okay, so we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to make a picot and slip stitch into the first chain. There we go. And then we're going to slip stitch into the next front bar only. Pull that through and then do another picot. So chain 3, and we're going to slip stitch into the first and pull through. I'll do one more into the front bar only, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, into your front first chain, and continue that all the way around, and at the end you'll have 10 picots, and slip stitch into your first one, and you can fasten off and weave in your ends. Here I am after row 4, and I've fastened off. I've got all my little picots, which are going to be the base of my flower. And now what we're going to do, we're going to work into the back post of row 3. So first of all, we need to collect our yarn. So I'm going to be using Greeen to make my daisy, and I'm going to collect my hook, and I'm going to just bend the petals down, and then you can easily see your bar here. So I'm going to insert my hook, and I'm going to collect my yarn and just attach it. There we go. So there's my yarn attached. For each petal, we're going to chain 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's my 8 stitches. Here's my chain 8. So I'm going to miss my first stitch, and I'm going to single crochet into my next, followed by a double crochet, and then in the next 3 stitches I'm going to do a triple crochet. So that's yarn over twice, insert my hook, collect my yarn, yarn over, pull through the first 2 stitches, yarn over, pull through the next 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2, and again yarn over twice, insert into your stitch, yarn over, pull through first 2, yarn over next 2, oops, yarn over last 2, and the last one, yarn over twice, insert, yarn over through the first 2, yarn over through the second, yarn over through the last. In the next stitch I'm going to do a double crochet, so usual, and then the final stitch I'm going to do a single crochet. So I have a little stitch here, but this is just where I attach the yarn. Now to do your next petal, simply slip stitch into your next back post and follow the same system. So chain 8, single crochet in the second from the hook, double crochet, 3 triple crochets, 1 double crochet, single crochet. So here is another one that I'm just near the end of. Let's do my final petal together. So I'm going to slip stitch into the last one. I'm going to chain 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to single crochet in the second from the hook, double crochet, followed by 3 triple crochets. And it looks like I'm about to run out of yarn. Yes. Another triple crochet, So there's my single, double, triple, triple, and I'll do a triple and a double and a single in the last one. And then what you're going to do is simply fasten off and slip stitch into your first petal. Here I am after I've finished my daisy. I've got my 10 petals, and here's both sides. So what we're going to do now is attach the wire. So I've got a piece of wire that's about 25 centimeters long, and I've bent it at the end. And what you're going to do is you're going to insert your wire into the magic circle we created. There we go, and just bend your wire backwards and just fold them round so they're secure like this, and you can fold again using a pair of pliers. And now all you need to do is attach your flower disc. So here's my flower disc I made earlier. Attach it and then sew it into place. And to get your sew it into place using your long tail that you left. And to make sure your petals stay the right way, all you need to do is simply block them. To block, what you need to do is, I find the easiest way was to lay my flower flat this way, and I use pins on every single flower and just spray it with some water and leave it overnight. And then the next morning your petals will be very straight. I would show you my smaller ones that I made, but it looks like Pod's taken them. She's enjoying playing with them and we can't find them to add them onto the film. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and it's been very clear. I will be releasing a new free flower crochet pattern every single month, every single week, as many of us tend to stay at home and be safe. Please subscribe, leave your comments below, and I'll see you next week. Bye.